State of the City Address. My name is Bert Cook, and I'm the Executive Director of the LaPorte Economic Advancement Partnership. I'd like to thank you all for being with us this evening. We have so much positive momentum in our community, and we're incredibly excited to share Mayor Dermody's address with you tonight. Before I turn the mic over to the mayor, I'd like to thank and introduce a few people. First and foremost, thank you to Brett Benversi and the entire staff here at the Civic Auditorium for hosting us this evening. Our event tonight is being live streamed on Facebook, and we appreciate Duneland Media's assistance in providing that access virtually. Thank you to our local businesses providing the food tonight: Bare Bones, Portofino Grill, The Red Door, and Little Bow Sweets. We have numerous elected officials with us this evening, and I thank all of you. In particular, I'd like to introduce Mayor Dermody and First Lady Jackie Dermody. Our Clerk Treasurer, Courtney Parthune. From our City Council, Tim Frankie. Laura Cutler. Roger Galloway. Julie West. Laura Knesny. Carol Ficus. And Paul Vincent. State Representative Jim Pressel and his wife Becky are with us this evening. State Senator Mike Bohachek and his wife Melissa as well. In a few moments, the mayor will begin his address and share the many accomplishments that have occurred over the last year. These successes are in large part due to the work of the department heads and their respective teams. I'd like to recognize each department head and would ask that they stand and remain standing as I call everyone's name, and then we'll applaud them at the end. So first, and no offense to the rest of you, but most important, Annette Leffler. Communications Director Jessica Spolorgic. Close enough. Director of Community Development and Planning Craig Phillips. City Engineer Nick Minnick. Our Fire Chief Andy Snyder. Our Police Chief Paul Breton. Director of Code Compliance in the Street Department Jeff Batchelor. Director of Transport Beth West. Our City Attorneys Nick Otis and Matt Hagenow. Wastewater Superintendent Jerry Jackson. Our Water Superintendent Tim Warner. Human Resource Director Andrea Smith. And our IT Director Roscoe Hoffman. Thank you to each of you. Mark, I apologize. You are on my list. I must have missed it. Mark Schreiber as well. Mark, at least I didn't butcher your name, so. Finally, each year LEAP acknowledges the work of one special individual with our Community Partner of the Year award. This year, I'm proud to recognize Nate Laux as our 2023 Community Partner of the Year. Nate serves the LaPorte community in many ways, from his work at the State Street Community Church to the PAC Center, to his roles on the Northwest Indiana Food Council and Leadership LaPorte County. Nate truly embodies service above self. He's also quick to lend a hand to anyone who needs one and is a valued partner to the LEAP team. I'd ask that you turn your attention to the rear of the room as Nate is receiving his award from LEAP Board Chair Jim Clarida, Executive Committee members Dawn Ziegler and Jeff Chapman, and please help me congratulate Nate Laux. One of the best quotes on leadership I've ever read goes as follows: "A leader takes people where they want to go. A great leader takes people where they don't necessarily want to go, but ought to be." The quote comes from Rosalind Carter, which I feel is appropriate to share in her recent passing. It also feels important because it often represents the role of those elected to office. I promise you that if I ask the question, which roads should be paved next year, we would get 100 different answers from just this room alone. Our mayor, city council, and department heads are tasked with making these decisions every single day. Having worked with him in many roles over the years, and especially over the last 4 years, I can say without a doubt there is no one more willing and able to serve this community than Mayor Dermody. I often hear him speak to his love and pride for LaPorte, and his passion permeates everything he does. Please help me recognize and welcome the Mayor of the City of LaPorte, Tom Dermody.
And by the way, Jesse, only practiced your last name 30 times this afternoon to try to get it right. Thank you all for being here this evening. I am honored to share with you my 4th State of the City address. Our team is working extremely hard every day, and we've partnered with many of you. Together, we truly have made LaPorte a better place. Before I get started, I would like to have say a few thank yous. Department heads, elected officials, and our board members. Thank you for your leadership and for challenging the status quo every single day. Our chief of staff, the glue, as I call her, for getting things done, Annette Leffler. My wife, First Lady Jackie D, and all she does to deal with those late night phone calls and texts, actually from me going out to others and allowing that to happen. And I know our children, Katie Dermody and Ben Dermody, are floating around here somewhere. We always discuss our 5 priorities. Number 1 is how do we keep Stan Maddox from stepping right into my mic here? But other than that, infrastructure, public services, housing, economic development, and quality of life. Everything we do comes back to one goal: improving the lives of our residents every day. So let's begin with infrastructure. We continue to make tremendous progress on this front, investing approximately $25 million in paving, ramps, sidewalks, water, wastewater, trails, and pathways over the last 4 years, and we're not done. Just look at I Street. Not only are we addressing our roads and sidewalks, we are doing what we said we'd do by replacing ancient water and wastewater infrastructure that in some area is 100 years old. We're separating stormwater from sanitary water to eliminate home backups. We began in Monroe Manor, and we continue our focus in the letter and number streets. The infrastructure on I Street alone has been around since 1940. Worst to first. When we talk about the worst roads in LaPorte, we're proud to say we're making strides and our way down the list. In the last 4 years, thanks to those of you who have voiced concerns, we've hit Boyd Boulevard, done. Washington Street, done. Now Truesdale. With more and more people coming to Fox Park, thanks to Arts in the Park and Lake Fest, it was time for improvements. And the completion of Darlington Streets puts another one in the books, because our manufacturers deserve to have quality roads as they continue to grow in our community. In addition to paving our worst roads, we are proactive in the upkeep of our streets. We are, as all of you know, pothole-free LaPorte. We repaired 3,800 potholes last year, 5,600 this year. And thank you to all of you who contact us either by phone or through our online form or by texting me after midnight to let us know about the potholes so we can repair within the next 48 hours, which is our goal. We're also improving the walkability of our community, especially in lower income areas. In the last 4 years, we've installed over 5 miles of sidewalks. Public services. Public services encompass a wide range of items, and including fire and police. I hope you all know how committed we are to keeping you and your family safe. In 2023, we successfully completed the collective bargaining agreements with both public safety teams. Our goal is to have them spend their entire career right here in the city of LaPorte. In the meantime, we have important work to do. I've been told I'm crazy, but I believe we will win the war on drugs, and we will not be stopped. But we've got our work cut out for us. The police department arrested this individual for dealing fentanyl in January. He was released and back out on the streets. And within the last few weeks alone, he was removed from his home for drug activity again, including dealing. This is what they're up against. This is why our police department has to continue to be relentless. This is also why we deployed our PAC team. Our PAC team is the proactive crime team. This 8-member team started working in July to combat street crimes. They even added a local toll-free number to call or text 24/7. 219-380-7868. If you see something, say something. We've had valuable telephone calls averaging 30 per month. That's 1 call per day. That's helping us with an existing case, leading to an arrest or seizure, or notifying our police department of a new problem. We will continue to make drug traffickers in our community uncomfortable and unwelcome. Across the nation, mental health continues to present new challenges to public safety teams. That's why meeting people where they are, people who might be going through a difficult time, is key. Thanks to HealthLink, we were able to hire our first ever mental health professional, Caitlin Kalisic. She is already making a difference with the support she is able to provide to people from all walks of life, from victims of crimes to homeless individuals in our community. We also had another great hire with the new evidence tech, Tony McClintock. His position allows us to keep our officers on the street where they're needed most. Tony has 25 years of police experience as a retired Michigan City detective. And I'm winking if you can see that I said that, from Michigan City. We're so glad that he found his new home in the city of LaPorte. And of course, we cannot forget everyone's favorite member of the LaPorte Police Department, our canine Raven. Raven is our first ever therapy canine and is being trained in PTSD reaction. Her job is to offer emotional support to both our officers and the community, and she has become such a great asset to LaPorte. Our fire department is always looking for new ways to keep our community safe. Thanks to a partnership with Franciscan Health, a new paramedicine program named Operation Swaddle was finalized this year and will go into effect in 2024 to help high-risk mothers and babies. Safety checks, prenatal and postpartum visits in their home, and improving access to health care for those mothers and babies. We also have a safe haven box coming to Station 2 on East Shore Parkway. Set to be operational early spring, we hope this will provide an option for those parents who feel they have no other choice. Members of our dive team are now certified rescue divers, ready to act whenever emergency strikes on any one of our lakes. They've also been busy with CPR classes, engaging with the community and giving them the tools to potentially save a life. 1,700 people in the greater LaPorte area have been certified over the last 4 years thanks to our fire department. Public safety also includes hiring our first ever information and technology director, Roscoe Hoffman. With ransomware attacks happening in local governments all over, it was critical that we bring in an expert to help protect your data and tax dollars. Code enforcement. Over 15,000 code citations in the last 4 years. 3,500 this year. Everyone in our community now knows we mean business when we talk about code enforcement. Sometimes we have to start over. LaPorte Pantry was a crime hotspot for years. Thanks to consistent visits from our code and our police teams, we've rid our community of a bad actor who refused to follow the rules, because we will not look the other way. We also continue to provide an outlet for our residents to clean up our community. The dumpster program is a success. We have dumped almost 2 million pounds of trash this year. We are inspiring pride by providing this resource for residents to throw away unwanted items for free. And speaking of throwaway items, I never realized how complex a simple trash contract could be. The #1 complaint call over the last 4 years was about the previous company that could not meet our expectations. We now have a partnership with WM who is meeting our high standards. As people drive into LaPorte on trash day, this is what they see: consistency across the board. It truly is the little things that make a difference between success and failure. As we talk about moving around the city, transport continues to provide rides for our lower income and elderly residents. So far this year, we've provided over 40,000 rides for those that need a little help getting around, whether it be to the doctor's office, pharmacy, or grocery store. Probably the number one public service for us is to live within our means and be responsible with your tax dollars. Thanks to our clerk treasurer for life, Courtney Parthune, 2024 will be the first known occasion in which the budget will be structurally balanced across all tax funds, even with 30% of our budget going directly to residents and businesses for property tax relief. Meanwhile, we do it without any reduction in city services. Her office continues to create efficiencies and find alternative funding to strengthen our future of our city. We will continue to find ways to generate our own revenue. Housing. A lack of housing is a nationwide problem, and LaPorte is no different. According to the Healthcare Foundation of LaPorte study, we need a minimum of 900 for-sale market-rate housing units and at least 750 rental housing units that include 300 rent restricted. There are over 10,000 housing units in the city of LaPorte. Only 21% of these houses were built after 1980. We have work to do, but we are making progress. Our own home builders, Mitch Ficus, Jerry Fedorchak, and Jim Magnuson, Whispering Meadows Development, East Shore Preserve, they have produced close to 40 homes in the last 4 years, and they are truly LaPorte proud. For the first time in 30 years, yes, for the first time in 30 years, we have a regional builder coming to build a neighborhood in the city of LaPorte, not just a one-off home. We welcome Steiner Homes, voted best builder in the region, who will build 28 new units over on 18th Street. And our gem, Beechwood Lakes. Thanks to the Heiler family for their donation, and I know Trish and Dan Luck are here today. We will never be able to say thank you enough for their commitment to our community, but we do say thank you. This has gone out for bid, and we look forward to the once-in-a-lifetime project, which could include improvements to Beechwood Lake or Beechwood Golf Course, as well as produce 100 or more high-quality homes that the next generation will be proud of. And let's not forget about our affordable housing options. The old Tibma Bakery property was abandoned and in complete disrepair. Now, thanks to Habitat for Humanity, we're turning despair into hope. The first 5 homes are under construction, with a family in need set to move in soon. All of you in the community have said we should not ignore those in need. You will be happy to know we are making strides for those exiting homelessness in our community. And thanks to our partnership with LaPorte School Corporation, Housing Opportunities will begin renovation on the old Coke building, soon to be Ivy Flats, in May of 2024. The upgrades will convert what would have been an abandoned factory into a 16-unit supportive housing with wraparound services, and will serve those exiting homelessness who have either had and have a physical disability or who have had a mental health issue in the past. Thanks to the state of Indiana, priority is always given to veterans. I will not turn my back on veterans or those in need. We've heard it all before. People don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. If we want to improve the future of our housing situation in LaPorte, we must have a comprehensive plan. Thanks to the Healthcare Foundation of LaPorte again, and their partnership with the Notre Dame School of Architecture, students, professors came to our community and hosted a charrette so we could hear from you. We are listening. Based on the feedback from members of LaPorte and other stakeholders, these students and professionals put together a vision for the future of our city. We look forward to sharing with you the final report in 2024 and begin steps to put the plan into place. Economic development. 2023 was a balanced year for the city of LaPorte with industrial, commercial, and residential successes. Why? Because we don't settle. For an example of this, look no further than fiber. We ended 2022 as a gig city. Now, in 2023, thanks to our partnership with Surf Internet, we are a multi-gig city. We will provide the best service to businesses and homes, both existing and future. We heard you. You want diverse options for dining experiences. Well, we listened. The Drift, a $6 million investment by hometown investor Brandon Jones. Pizzeria Uno, with the revitalization of Pine Lake Resort. Royale with Cheese, another option in our downtown. And the former Louis Cafe, which is now the new Lincoln Way Cafe. And I just want to take a moment to thank the Vassilarakis family for their years of service to the city of LaPorte and to the LaPorte school system. It's great to see someone continuing in their footsteps. We've also had a major change to the landscape of our downtown with the demolition of the old hospital. While we are grateful to this building and its many years of service to our community, we're even more excited about what the future will bring. We are thrilled to work alongside Northwest Health, a great partner for our community, to come up with a plan that will better serve LaPorte. One that our residents, all of you, can be proud of and will hopefully include housing and a public gathering space. Across the street from the old hospital, we have more positive things happening. Thanks to the Carpenters Union, they are taking an old abandoned building and turning it not only into their new hall, but also creating a space for a new restaurant, just steps from the heart of our downtown. The West Side revival continues. As you know, you may have heard, we need a grocery store on the West Side. As we continue to that and continue to work there, we also want to welcome those that have set up shop on the West Side. Big B Coffee. Planet Fitness coming to Maple Lane Mall. Things are happening. Fast-paced urgent care, who will bring another healthcare option on the West Side as you see that building taking form. And Geminis, providing resource connections to strengthen LaPorte families. While we continue to hustle to bring more jobs here, we also have a prepared and will continue to need a prepared workforce. Eric Nelson, LEAP, continue working collaboratively with partners in the community to provide options to students. And thank you to New York Blower, Howmet, Ivy Tech, to just name a few. More jobs are coming. More jobs are coming. And LEAP will continue their efforts to prepare the future workforce. As far as industrial growth, we continue to compete with the best, winning against other communities and states and showing we have more to offer. Giving support to our existing manufacturers so they recognize LaPorte is the place to be. For an example of this kind of organic growth, we look at American Rental-It, who moved their warehouse from New Jersey to LaPorte and added a new manufacturing line just this year. Our retention rate is second to none. When businesses set roots down in the city of LaPorte, they do not leave. We are also willing to take risks. Qual Spec building from last year and the year before was so successful with 2 businesses moving in, they decided to go for 2.0. An $8.5 million investment, which shows if you build it, they truly will come. And NIPSCO, their new training facility, a $20 million investment. They could have chosen anywhere, but they chose LaPorte. Fixing problems and fighting for progress isn't always popular. Sometimes you're going to make some people angry. Sometimes really angry. But we are keeping our focus and doing what's right for our residents both now and in the future. A great example is the 39 North Conservancy District annexation that is almost to the finish line. Quality of life. Something I heard on day one, there's nothing to do here. As we reflect 4 years later, anyone who says this now isn't looking hard enough. From the continuation of the Chessie 2 Trail to the Clear Lake Trail in Fox Park, there are plenty of options to get out and move in the city of LaPorte. Thank you to the Healthcare Foundation of LaPorte. As I've said before, can you imagine where we would be without their support? And I would like to acknowledge Maria Fruth, Trish Luck, Michelle Magnuson, their board. We will never be able to say thank you enough to all of them. The LaPorte Invitational, bringing the best high school basketball has to offer right here to our very own Civic Auditorium. This event garnered national attention with 6 of the top 11 NBA draft picks just last year had stepped foot onto our own Civic Auditorium floor. Thank you to Lala Mir and the Convention and Visitors Bureau of LaPorte for making this possible. The Civic Concert Series continues to make a splash and gives residents something to do year-round. The Rumors Fleetwood Mac tribute band show just last month had a nearly sold-out crowd. And we all look forward to another special evening with the Holiday at the Pops. The rebirth of our downtown farmers market, thanks to Farmed and Forged, we had 63 new vendors and over 8,000 attendees throughout the summer. Some vendors who had a chance to see how special our community is are now looking for potential space in our downtown. And our biggest Lake Fest yet with iconic and well-known alternative rock band Everclear. Beechwood Golf Course has set a record for play every year of our administration, and 2023 was no different. The golf industry as a whole has seen a resurgence since the pandemic, and our Beechwood is uniquely positioned to make the most of this upward trend because of the city's investment in the course and the leadership of golf pro Kyle Cashmere. I remember a year ago when Mark Schreiber stated that we will not leave our seniors behind. The Activity Center for Older Adults membership has grown from 40 to over 120, and we've only just begun. The first ever Senior Expo was a huge hit, showcasing all that our community has to offer to seniors, retirees, and caregivers. In summary, as we look towards the next 4 years, we still have more work to do. Housing, housing, housing. Code enforcement. Continuing our commitment to infrastructure. And cracking down on drug traffickers and making sure they feel uncomfortable and unwelcome. Expanding the runway at the airport to allow more jets to enjoy all we have to offer here in LaPorte. And other projects like the Quiet Zone. Everybody take a minute. Listen. Does anyone hear the train horn right now? Get used to it. After this year, you won't. And addressing the truck traffic. Looking at alternative options to allow our walkable downtown to flourish. I want to thank all of you for allowing me the opportunity to serve this community that I love. We accomplished many things in 2023 and over the last 4 years, but please understand, we are not done. We have the best team anywhere and tremendous partners in each of you. I believe we have restored hope and confidence in what LaPorte can be. And if we all are relentless, we will succeed. Together, we are LaPorte proud. Thank you very much.
Thank you once again, Mayor. We appreciate the address. Thank you all for being with us this evening. We appreciate your interest in the City of LaPorte. We look forward to the 2024 State of the City address. Hope everyone has a very nice evening. Thank you once again.